Shut the mouth. Introduce poor Emilio here. Here he goes. Yeah, poor Emilio Sean. Oh my god, but is Emilio plus 9S is but 2B is also evil. It's 2E! Yeah, that's what I mean. This is not root B. This is root minus A. This is when 2E keeps trying to exterminate 9S, right? This is the true backstory where she keeps killing him. This is what she tried to kill him in Desert 2. Exactly. So this is way different now. We are not watching 2B. We're not watching the storyline. This is not the second route. This is the -1 route. Exactly. 9S gets owned and he gets killed by. Yeah, this is right. Yeah, this is not. This is the route. Like I keep saying it. This is the route where the game basically takes you before the game starts, right? When 9S keeps getting killed every time by 2B then, because he discovers that humans are fake, right? It's a crazy episode 1 here. Yeah, it starts with it starts with her assassinating 9S here. This is crazy, man. So it's finally back, everyone. Nier Automata, second season, right? Or Core 2 then. Affordable, of course. Last season got massively delayed. Production issues, right? It got delayed like 3 times and so on. So I am honestly probably one of the few people that feel right this anime. So I really do hope, I mean seriously, I really genuinely mean it. I really hope, guys, if you like the video, please subscribe, slap it around, because very few people are gonna be as invested in this anime as I am. I am genuinely thinking I am the only reactor that really am invested, right? I have played all the games, I have the Nier Replicant, I got the Nier figures, I got the huge Nier posters I can't show on YouTube because she's all like, you know. I got several 2B. A2 is my favorite, okay? Now, Kane is my favorite, okay? Kane is my girl, okay? So I'm a huge fan, right, of Nier, and I really do mean it, guys. If you want to see more Nier content, right, please subscribe and press the button here, because I'm gonna go watch the full episode now. We're gonna break it down, right? We're gonna rate the full episode, and we're gonna break every scene down as well, right? And I don't think you guys will get that from any other YouTuber, honestly. Because they just kind of watch it that I have no idea what the scenes means or whatever. It sounds like I mean, but honestly, I mean, I will break down every scene, right? And the video also will probably be much longer, and it takes a lot of time to edit, whatever. You get my point. But it's very unfortunate that I was here immediately. It's very unfortunate, of course, that last season was so butchered, right? With, again, production days and so on. So it feels like no one really, you know, everyone kind of dropped it, right? But I think this is one of the best games ever made, and I think it's interesting too, because just yesterday I had a discussion with 2 people, and so this one person, he wants to say, oh, should I play Nier or should I play Ghost of Tsushima? And now, I'm not saying that Ghost of Tsushima is a bad game, right? It's like basically the perfect game of its genre. This kind of open world, blah blah blah, Dawn, blah blah, so on, right? But it's just that, right? It's just like, oh, it's a really good version of that kind of game where you have an open world and you do kind of abandoned camp and so on, right? So I was just like, what is that a question? Obviously, Nier Automata is a 10 times better game. It really is. So over the years, I started the channel with Nier and so on, and on. Nier has still basically the best game I ever played since the Nier was released, I feel. Yeah, because it just comes back to that thing, right? That I really do think that, honestly, I'm thinking this for a lot since yesterday, and I really do think that Nier Automata is still the best game that I played since it was released, because this question of, oh, should I buy Nier Automata or Ghost of Tsushima? I'm like, well, Ghost, again, it's just like a really good version of what it does, right? But there's so many other games that does that, yeah. You can find 20 other games in the same genre doing that. Sure, Ghost is like the best of them, but still, it's just the same genre. Nier is its own game. Nier is very unique. Nier is very interesting, right? Nier is very special, right? Nier is a really amazing game, and I haven't played a game since then, right? And also, for that matter, people keep talking about, you know, oh, Elden Ring or whatever, so like so hard. I played Nier, right, on perfect hard. We die from one ability. That's much harder than any From Software game, than Elden Ring, Sekiro, and so on. I struggled tremendously more with Nier than I ever did with any From Software game, because that game is almost impossible to beat on perfect hard, which I've done a stream course, and especially Hegel with A2, that boss, I have it links below. It took me like 4 hours on stream on Twitch. Yeah, I was like, my links below for my actual doing it, but it took me like 4 hours to get it done. I never struggled with like From Software bosses 4 hours straight. That was like, I spent a whole Sunday and just kept streaming. I will defeat this boss, but it was so hard. It was so impossible. He split into these like 8 different boss parts, and because you die for one ability, right? Because perfect hard on Nier, you die for one ability, and it's just so incredibly hard. I think that arguably Hegel in Nier Automata is the hardest boss ever made. I think that is the hardest boss I ever beaten in my head list. A single player game, yeah. It's just so absurdly hard. And after that, the game's easier though, I'm wrong. After that game, much easier, yeah. He's by far the hardest boss in the game. He's like plus 10 bosses though, so he's quite late. He's a very late game boss though, but he's probably the hardest boss in the game. I think one issue I'll say before we get to the anime, but one issue I always do with Nier as a game is that when you play it perfect hard, because you die from one ability, right? The faster bosses, of course, are harder, right? You know, it's not hard to beat some of the bosses that are kind of slow and they hit hard, but like, who cares because you die anyway. A boss like Hegel that has like 8 different body parts, I think it is, within all spamming laser balls. Yeah, that boss is so much harder because he has the most bullets basically. It's a bullet hell boss right to the extreme, so that's why it's so incredibly hard. But anyway, guys, let's get into the episode. But I really hope you guys appreciate my love for Nier. Right? Let's get into the content in my Nier, Claude Akira, yeah, the artist. Here we go. It starts. Humanity talking to the androids. Humanity, right? Yeah, you know how those people are. So what's thinking about? I think about a lot of stuff. I'm just like reflecting on it, but I mean honestly, right? This opening is incredibly spoilery. I did a video about it earlier. Let's go for that, the opening review and reaction and so on. But the opening is just really spoilery. Now I will say I like to do much longer. You know, I love doing opening reaction reviews, but that was very short because this anime airs in the exact same time as Slime does. So I was like, first I did the opening and then I watched Slime because Slime basically airs on like different time slots. Okay, it's an anime that doesn't air regularly. It airs like between 1 to 2 basically. It's like really strange, yeah. So that's why I kind of did the opening here and then I jumped to just watch Slime. But because I want this video to be much longer. Yeah, I know this video here is much more serious. So I have to, like I said earlier, you know, we're gonna break down everything down, right? So this video is gonna be much longer than the Slime video. So I was like, we do Slime first because then we can like get it done and go into detail and so on. But here it's just kind of, I just like a recap basically, right? To kind of restarting the world. Here goes the opening now. The opening is really, really spoilery. And I will spoil in this video. I said it earlier, I will spoil massively in this video, right? We're not doing like anime only stuff here. We're spoiling as hell, right? I tried to not spoil too much, but this opening here is very spoilery. Lisa, of course, famous singer doing it. But yeah, this opening is just crazy amount of spoilers. So in my spoiler reaction, my first time I watched it, I was like, oh my god, there's the fight between two dies. There she dies! Yeah, the opening is crazy spoilery. Like, it's showing you that she's gonna die. The opening is crazy, and obviously it's her assassin behind her there. Yeah, 9S, so one right, it's all sad, she's dead now. This is when they're falling down in Earth. This is really down, yeah, now she cuts her hair. And she returns into her, like, you know, copy body thing. Yeah, Nana asks raging. Here we go. See, they have this scene when they're fighting, right? Yeah, when they're killing each other. How the game ends. They straight up the last scene in the game. That is straight up the last scene. Yeah, that's of course the Emilio's. Yeah, now he's trying to save 2B, right? He's dead or so on. Like, it's so weird. There's Pascal. Yeah, it's right, but it's such a weird opening. Like, it's straight up showing the last scene of the video game in the opening. Yeah, like this is. And that's also how they die in the first A route, right? And then this is the dev in the red. This is when the red girl goes up in the space one. So this opening is showing you. This opening is so weird, but it's literally used to how the game ends. Yeah, it's showing you 2 different endings of the game. The last final ending, the true ending, and it's showing you the first like fake ending. Yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, the opening is just the opening is just spoilers. It's just like the 2 ending scenes from the opening. You know what? What is hell is that opening? You're like, okay. So I'm guessing they're gonna go route B now, right? And like redo because it ends kind of like, you know, yeah, they die right in the last ending and they're kind of reborn now kind of thing. So that's how things what they're doing here. Dorsey to Bishan. Nothing. Yeah, I think they're redoing that one. I might be wrong, but I think that's kind of how they do it, right? They kind of re-land again. So in the game here, right? For you Amioners here. In the game, you die, you beat the game the first time and you die basically, but now you're playing as 9S, right? So we're gonna replay the game now, or the anime suppose. But we're gonna see it from 9S perspective. He's gonna hack, for example, the theater opera singer, right? He's gonna have more understanding. Will you play Nier Replicant or just the first Nier, Papa Nier and so on, right? So I have Papa Nier, you know. I have the, cause I'm from Europe, right? So I have Papa Nier. we didn't have Brother Nier. We had Papa Nier. Yeah, we had Papa Nier instead, which is really silly. It was really silly. They basically thought that, you know, I don't remember this scene very well when the game was released back in the when I was senior, I think. No, I was young, whatever. But the first Nier game, and Drakengard, of course, I played before. That Papa Nier was like, oh no one can understand a brother saving a sister, so let's have like a dad doing it. So yeah, it was very strange how they like added it. But yeah, so I played the original Nier game, right? And so on. But in that game, you also have to replay it 5 times. Yeah, it's very great. But that game is the exact same, but you learn more stuff. But you're playing the same person, I mean. You're playing as Papa Nier or Brother Nier at the same time. But that's the important thing about, because in the first Nier game, you're not replaying the full game. You replay the second part of the game, basically, when he's an adult, right? So you're replaying only as, like, adult Brother Nier. If you play Separate Replicant, you're only playing the first. There's 5 loops, but you're only looping the adult version. You're not looping the basic version. So it's not actually the same thing. And you can skip quests the first time and do whatever. It's like alone it, but. The best thing of the brother game is you can cheat the lunar tear thing. You can get those lunar tears by changing the clock on the PlayStation. That's what I did, so you can get like infinite lunar tears. you can hack the timer on your video game console by keep chasing it back and forth, and then you can spawn the ultimate lunar tear thing all the time. It's super funny. But I think that now this kind of think they're living now in Route B here, right? So far all things happened. It's kind of like deja vu. Yeah, I think we've been there before. Yeah, it's kind of like, have we done this before? 9S is all happy and giddily. He's all like, Tanoshi, yeah! You're gonna die, right? It is great! Yeah. Like, come on, to Bishan! Yeah, like, this is what I mean. It's kind of like, this is before ever depression and death and so on. He has no memory of his previous deaths here, right? But obviously, 9S happiness here, his genkiness is played off at because, he's like depressed. As you see in the opening, he's gonna turn insane and kill everyone, yeah. Basically, right, this is kind of like... That's interesting. Yeah, the meeting, like, yeah, change her hair now, yeah, what? Yeah, this is like... Yeah. This happened last time. But like I said, so... I wonder if you're gonna see them fight the boss again. Because thing is that in last season, they already had 9S version of the theater, basically. Because they showed you a lot more of the opera singer than the game does, the first route. So it felt like... It felt like last core was a mixture of route A and B. To some extent. It didn't feel like pure A. It felt like A and half B, you know what I mean? So I'm wondering... But now they're doing a little bit 9S series. Maybe more of the red twins, yeah. Popola Devola, maybe, yeah. That's classic in... yeah, I mentioned him here now, yeah. That's classic in the Replicant game. Like, but honestly, it's interesting, because a lot of people only played Automata, and never played the original Nier. So then you don't understand those twins' importance. And suddenly they come and save you in the end of the game. But it's the opposite in the original game. Yeah, it's quite the opposite in the OG game, what the twin does, yeah. So that's interesting. I don't know why I'm trying to spoil here. I don't know. I'm trying not to be like obviously throwing out every spoiler I can. But honestly, leave a comment below. Should I spoil everything? Oh my god, she's like flirting with Nanessa. This is completely new. It's not in the game. Man, Netto Racing! This is not in the original game. Yatta! This is not in the OG game, man. We gotta go back here. We have to go back. Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, we gotta stop him. Let's back. So this is a complete new scene here, right? In Nier anime to her then. And this is a really weird scene because she basically is like flirting with 9S immediately, and then 2B gets like netto red. Yeah, this is a completely new, it's not in the game, it's never been in the game before, but it's like a complete straight up netto red scene. Look at this. First she's like, oh, I'm hurt, oh, I need you help you, you have to help me, you brave Yora androids, right? And then S, is always nice, he's like, yeah, and 2B is like, yeah, whatever ladies, you give her the quest. But now she's getting all into his grill here. Yeah, so now she's straight up is like, oh, 9S, you're so sorry, only guy, 9S, Sean! It's just, it's like a netto red scene. It's super weird because now she's gonna motorboat him. Look at this thing. This is crazy, yeah. She gets up and like, yeah, guess what? And then she stabs it to B. She's like, that's right. I got your man. I'm motorboating your man. This is super weird. This scene is seriously really weird. Like, because not only is she like, oh, 9S, you're so hot and nice. But she's like pressing an S into her oppa. So she's pressing into her breast. And as she do anything, she's staring at 2B like, that's right, 2B. I got your man. Like, it's super weird. She's like, I'm stealing your boyfriend, yeah. She's straight up, like, looking at 2B's eyes like, he's mine. He's mine, bitch. Yeah, what is this scene? This is not in the game. It's not. It's a completely new scene. Oh my god, this scene is very... Yeah, let's move on. But that scene was super weird. She's all like in her grill. But how she's staring at 2B. And she keeps doing it now too. She keeps staring at it like, that's right. That's right, Sly. Yeah, she's mine. It's super strange. She kept like just looking at 2B with her eyes being like, do you want this boy? Oh, he's mine now. Yeah, she's like, Unishan, you're too late, Unishan. Like, very strange scene. Okay, whatever. It was some extra netto rash things. Something for the Doshini artists. They got something to do with that. Yeah, no, that's like, what a beauty, eh? Let's do her side quest. It's like, no, we're not doing this side quest. It's like, we're not doing that slut side quest. Shut up! Shut up, Nines. We forget about her, okay? She's all angry now. Are you angry with me? Yeah, I'm angry. You cheated on me. Like, it is super strange now. My god, this scene is very, new side quest. And the girl is trying to seduce Nines. Yeah, she succeeded, I guess. But I like how TB is like, we're not doing it, yeah. Shut up about it. Let's just keep walking, Nines. We're not doing that side quest, okay? It's not worth it. I'm not doing every side quest in the game. That is something I really like for the Stellar Blade, okay? In Stellar Blade, I didn't play it yet. It's obviously very neat similar, right? In Stellar Blade, you actually have a few quests. With Eve then, of course the main character, because Eve, yeah. Eve will actually straight up tell you, I won't do this quest, yeah. There's some quests, there's a guy like, oh, I want to have poison, I don't know, to poison my wife. He's like, no. So it's kind of side quests in the game that she used like, I refuse to do them. Yeah, like, it's interesting. She basically will like reject the quest for you. Yeah, you can't. It's not like a yes or no thing. She will be like, F this person. Yeah, I won't do his side quest and leave. But now we find some dead Yora here. But I mean, this is kind of, part of the game, right? You find a, okay, this particular Nier character is not in the actual game. Oh, it's her? Oh my god, it's the woman he used to try to sleep with 9S. Oh, she's losing her brain. Explain why she's so thirsty. No, but she's one of the rebellion, She's part of the rebels. Yeah. Well, on this roof though, we are not in the game though. This is next to the roof of the martial art robot is. She got the red virus? I don't know, she's just like, maybe thirsty. But I like how she, a minute ago, she was trying to seduce 9S, and she's the assassin. But I mean, it was revealed like a minute later, yeah. It wasn't like they did the quest and 9S returns for some action and she like stabs him or something. It's not like she was like trying to get in the bed with him and then like, assassinates him. No, she immediately did, she did it. It wasn't even played for like a secret at all. It's just like, no, she's the assassin. She's the murderer. But she, maybe some kind of virus. Okay. But I guess it's some kind of weird, I guess it's some kind of weird, she's deletes herself. Well, this is Nier Automata. A woman that a minute ago tried to seduce 9S and motorboat him. Now she jumped off a building and deleted herself. And died in front of them. And 2B is like, yeah, that's how it goes for sluts. or something, because she hated her because she was trying to sleep with. This is Nier. Hey guys, Nier Automata is back. We just had a person committing. Yay, episode 1. That's Nier for you. I mean, seriously, this is goddamn Nier, man. It's always like someone dies, someone. Existentialism, you know, what's the meaning of life? Yeah, now 9S, of course, is depressed here because the woman he was trying to sleep with she just jumped off a building. She just killed herself. Yeah. And To Be didn't care at all. To Be was like, yeah, whatever. Like, but to me, honestly, To Be was like, she tried to sleep with my boyfriend, so I don't care. That's neat for you. But yeah, so now they're in Desert again. This, of course, is a huge part of the first game, right? And I have to say that this also probably people miss out a lot on, because the desert is just like a place you move through in the game. And obviously you have Emilio and Hegel, so you have boss fights there. But it's not much like lore bit, I feel, in the actual Nier Automata. But of course, in the original Nier, the desert is a huge part of the game, right? You have the tradical, the wedding, and you have a lot of this stuff, right? You have the language thing, and yeah, so this is kind of, this door here, right, leads into the empire, right? You know, when you have the wedding, this is, of course, that city. Obviously, this staircase leads into the city of the desert people. So, clearly. So now they're in the dungeon. This is the dungeon in the Replicant, yeah. This is not in the game. It's not really in the... No, this is not really in the Automata game. This is the Replicant Brother Nier dungeon, which you have to replay if you're doing the ultimate DLC quest thing to get all the trophies. You have to complete this thing to get the ultimate weapon in the Replicant thing. So if you have the DLC for the first game, you get 3 more weapons, and you have to have all the weapons in the Replicant to get the ultimate achievement thing, and to get the true ending, the E ending. So you have to do this dungeon twice if you're playing it on... well, 5 times actually, but 5 times plus 1 extra time on super hard thing in the extra weird SpongeBob enemies. Now this place is really weird. It becomes like a 2D place, and then the enemies have like infinite health points if you play it on the hardest mode. It's really weird. Oh, here's the bridge. Oh my god, this is straight up. Yeah, this is obviously this is before the boss battle. So this is very interesting because this is the boss fight. Yeah, this is not of course in Automata. But this is the whole desert dungeon, desert temple in the Replicant. This is what I mean. I love how the anime just straight up does a lot of other stuff, right? So this of course hasn't really shown you much yet, but it's a huge reference to... And suddenly 2B is trying to kill 9S2. That's something else, okay? That's something else! But I just mean like how this is not in the actual Automata game, right? This dungeon is not done. The city of course is there, and you desert, but... So I like how they added that they are now going through the Replicant dungeon, right? Because again, this dungeon is one of the biggest dungeons in the original game, so this, but it was never in the second game, right? Yeah. So this is the anime does really well here. We can go back and report later, but I really like that. But this is where you fight the boss down, which are those like floating blocks things. But it's a good reference. Maybe you can find some masks. Oh, I find like another 9S down there. Yeah, it's like she tried to kill an S all the time. You know, 2B, that's a 2E, right? Yeah, 2E extermination. Okay, this is the mall then where Emilio is, yeah. This is obviously the mall where you find Emilio and the Luna, you find the tear and so on underneath. So you get here in this... So they're really doing like a weird thing now in the game where you kind of just going... They kind of really quickly going over different areas now here, and it's like... This is kind of like B route, right? But I don't feel this is B route. It feels more another route because it feels like, you know, she keeps trying to kill 9S, right? So it's like another route, I feel. This is not B either. This is like minus A route, yeah. It's like before A route, but she kills him all the time. This feels like this is the ending before A starts, when she killed him. So it might be a memory of 9S. It's very interesting, very confusing going away. Yeah, so this is how the game is too. You enter this mall, and you get attacked by these like robots. But you can avoid them, but yeah. This mall is kind of weird because it doesn't add anything to the game. It's basically just Emilia underneath, but when you're just traveling through it, it's nothing there on the surface level. So it's just like a mall you have to go through into the forest before you get to the Forest Kingdom. Yeah. But this might be an Emilio reference because now you see the head. I think it's Emilio coming, right? Yep, I knew it. Emilio coming. So this is Emilio coming in. This is how it is in the game too. Automata, introduce poor Emilio here. Here he goes. Yeah, poor Emilio-chan. He's running away here. So This is the first time you meet him in the game too, and then it's gonna have his weird track with us around, right? But Emilio, of course. Oh my god! But it's Emilio plus 9S is but 2B is also evil. It's 2E! Yeah, that's what I mean. This is not root B. This is root minus A. This is when This is when 2E keeps trying to exterminate 9S, right? This is the true backstory where she keeps killing him. That's what she tried to kill him in Desert 2. Exactly. So this is way different now. We are not watching 2B. We're not watching the storyline. This is not the second route. This is the -1 route. Exactly. Here 9S gets owned and he gets killed by basically right. Yeah. This is not this is the route, like I keep saying it. This is the route where the game basically takes you before the game starts, right? When 9S keeps getting killed every time by 2B then, because he discovers that humans are fake, right? Oh my god, I'm gonna hack her. Doesn't work. She's 2E. Yeah, she's another model. I'm not a pathetic. You can't hack me, you loser. But it's really interesting because they're not even. I mean, last episode ended with like this is how a route ends, right? And they kind of fight the brothers, the twins and so on, right? Adam and Eve. But now instead it's 2E. Yeah, now instead it waits. Now instead it's the actual 2E backstory. How she has to kill 9S because he's figuring out the truth all the time. He's like, figuring out they're playing a sad song music here and she's trying to kill him. But this is very interesting line in anime. So yeah, they're going for that, like, we're not even playing B route, we're playing reverse A route. Like when you get killed on 9S, yeah. This has only been hinted in the game, not 2B. That's a 2E, of course. I was 2E all along. But I like how they made it with the Emilio scene too. Yeah, for no reason. No, said we just met Emilio and then he got killed. Wow. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna manage to get her? No, they're gonna kill each other. Yeah, they're gonna kill each other. Oh my. This is a crazy episode 1 here. Yeah, it starts with her assassinating 9S here. This is crazy, man. Because this has only been hinted all the time in the game, right? That she has to always stop the 9S from finding out. Yeah, and that's why she actually is 2E, not 2B, right? Because she's an executioner. Yeah, but yeah, the command is like, good job, do it again. Yeah, it's like, but okay, A2. But next episode might be route B then, when they're gonna follow 9S and he hacks everyone. Yeah, A2 badass. She's obviously Kane model, right? If you watched the original game, right? A2 of course is based on Best Waifu Kane, Footler Waifu, yeah, original Footler Waifu. This is a girl that's in love with 9S or whatever. Yeah, this is the operator that likes it. Yeah, she wants to smash. Yeah, this is the thirst. She's thirsty. Yeah, she's like, oh yeah. Oh, she's commander. She wants the commander ass. I think she's usually the one that likes 9S, but that was cute. She was like, whoa, that's a commander! Oh, Miss Commander! That was cute though. Like, woo! Some commander action! You got some assets there, commander! Straight shit, man. Just after we saw 9S getting executed by 2B, or 2E then. We see like, yeah, like, oh, you got some nice assets there, Commander Charlie. Like, oh my god, what is this thing? God damn, man. Stupid anime. And all the Jonas, all the soldiers. The anime clearly shows how the commander is evil. Yeah, I should say that. The commander is much more evil here in the having the ending, but the commander is clearly way more evil here. She's clearly way more evil now in the anime than she's in the video game, right? Earlier. Okay, so cool roasting, white. This of course the white lily, the lunar tears that I find. Yeah. So is that a sister then? Interesting, because is that not 2B then maybe? Is that little sister? Is that my little Immortal? I have saved her life. Yeah, is it the Immortal? It looks like 2B, but I guess you could argue that 2B is like a grown-up version of her model. Perhaps, right? Kane is after A2, but maybe she's supposed to be that that's her and her model might be little sister. Maybe. 9S is otherwise kind of similar to brother Nier, so. Oh yeah, and then we see a dead 9S. He goes assassinated. So that poor guy keeps dying. Oh, now it's like 2B dancing here in a really weird like. This ending is crazy. It's a mind-boggling ending here. It's like, yeah, she's dancing over his grave, basically. It's like, I killed him again! You're like, okay, yeah, that's Okay, it's like a full moon behind her. Very Evangelion ending here. Yeah, 2B dancing on a beach about a full moon after she was killed 9S. This ending is really weird. Yes, and she's all like, yeah. But she really looked like Sister Nier in the first scene. And that's probably on purpose. Because we saw the tear, right? We saw the flower. So I think that was supposed to mean that she is actually based on 2B based on her. It's very interesting. As like a full-on Super Nier nerd. I think that's a very interesting point that she might be best. Let's go back a bit in the ending review here, but I think that's very intriguing, the first scene. Then it's kind of like she's dancing on his grave or whatever. But yeah, the first scene here, right? We of course get the classic flower, which you have to find in the game, right? This is the cure for Sisters Need Disease. And a huge part of like saving Yonna with what they need, right, is to find the flower. You can grow it yourself later on in the game and so on. This is like a huge part of the game, right? It's also about this flower that she gets like kidnapped in her soul and evil by the need and the clone and all this stuff, right? And they gestalt and who's actually good or evil and who's my real sister and am I killing all the poor humans or whatever? You're actually the bad guys, blah blah. But before that, it's kind of like the flower is a center part, right? Kane has one, right? Her grandma and so on. So it's a lot about this like magical flower basically. And now it's kind of like to be here. But I think in the next scene, I do think it looks like her sister more. Before she removes the veil. Yeah, before she puts off the veil. I think it looks more like sister. She's kind of like sick all the time. She's moving like that. So it does feel like the ending is hinting to that to be. Okay, so the episode was very dark. It's also expected Nier. First you have this scene, right? She of course jumps off the building herself. The laser herself, right? And it's one of the classic. You have some quests to this roof, and it's about different storylines there, right? But basically, it's like, you know, she's afraid of the Yoras, the Nier, and so on, right? She's afraid of the 2B, or actually 2E then, of course. That's a good point of it, and S like, why did she do that for? You know, why is she fighting the Yoras for? Yeah, and he's like figuring out, right? A lot of the backstories about 9S, you know, I was figuring out the truth, right? And this was a part of that, why she jumped, right? So it's kind of dark into that, but then of course they start killing each other, right? So very interesting episode, as I mentioned earlier in the reaction part. I mean, this episode clearly went away from like, so basically, right, last season ends with like Path A, right? And then you have Path B, which is to play the game is you replay as a 9S, right? And when you're playing Path B, you're basically just getting the exact same storyline. You have the same enemies, right, and boss fights, adding some hacking with 9S. So for example, when you're fighting opera singer, you get into that hacking mode, right? You have to play in like the Nier like 2D game, right? So it's different, and that's also when you start hacking. And then when you play 9S and A2, you can go back and forth right there. So this is kind of introduced to the hacking with him, right? So it's the exact same gameplay, and that's what they did from a gaming standpoint. That's why I said the Replicant is a worse game, right? So straight up, because you have to replay it 5 times, so 4 and 5 a bit too pretty. But every time it's the same. There's no new mechanics. I guess you do unlock some new weapons, I guess, arguably this first time. But whatever, there's so little impact in your gameplay, so it's not really whatever, right? But when you replay Nier Automata, again, then you're playing 9S. You're actually having, he doesn't have the exact same, you know, abilities. He doesn't have the same fighting mechanic as 2B, right? He's a worse fighter, basically, right? But you have the hacking, and you have the hacking minigame and so on. So it's not entirely the exact same loop, purely from a gameplay standpoint, and also, of course, adds more storyline. But from a gameplay standpoint, no, it's a different kind of gameplay, to some extent, right? So that's why I was easily, I thought it was a better game, because, yeah, Replicant should have done something similar, right? Like, the loop should have been, like, you're getting some new mechanics every time or something, not only just purely storyline. So that's way better. But anyway, when you're playing an S, then you get the truths or whatever, right? So I think that, at least I think most respect, right, this episode to go into, okay, we're gonna get the 2B, we're gonna get the B action and stuff, we're gonna like hack them, we're gonna see the truth, and so on, right? Whereas, as I said earlier, the first season was kind of like, we already had a lot of 9S viewpoint of it, so that's why I was really wondering how they're gonna do it, right? So this episode still surprised me, because they went the complete other way, yeah. They're not going to see the route yet. Obviously gonna go see it eventually, and we're gonna play A2, right, obviously. But no, they didn't go there at all. Instead of going this like weird like flashback thing instead. Because like I said earlier, right, this takes place before episode 1, right? Yeah. Chronologically, this takes place way earlier. It probably does. It also might be after it. But this is more like ignoring some kind of loop time shenanigans, whatever, right? This is probably just like way before the first episode, right? You know, because as we see, right, when she has to kill 9S in the first, it's like, why does it always ends like this, right? You know, in the beginning of the game, you have to kill 9S, right? It's episode 1 in the anime, and then she has to kill him again, right? He's like turning into evil, right? In the last episode. But then it's like, oh, it's all sad because he's like evil or whatever, so on. But here, this is more like she has to just kill him every time, right? As with the commander, because the commander basically has to make sure that the E yours, right? Ergo 2E then, which is the actual name, right? Not 2B. That 2B has to, or 2E then, has to assassinate the people, right? So they won't find out the truth, right? So that's why they have to keep killing them. So again, if you're Emmy only, this episode here takes place then -1, right? Yeah, it's actually, chronologically, this episode takes place after the first episode, yeah. And also at the same time. So it's a little weird, no, but I was kidding. It's at the same time. So basically, episode 1, right? How do I explain this? Basically, episode 1, this episode takes place before episode 1, but also in between episode 1 and 2, basically, right? Because episode 1 starts with her exploding 9S, right? In that classic, like, fight scene with the mechas, right? With the flying and so on. So in the game, you basically have that scene, right? Then she kills 9S out of like, oh, I have to do this like bomb thing, right? And then the game starts you again, kind of like later, right? So, and then you wake up on the space station and you go down again and so on. So basically, these scenes here are like between that, right? They're basically in between, like, after he explodes and then after he wakes up in the space station, several deaths has happened in between that. And also, of course, some deaths happened before that as well. So this episode takes place basically like in episode 1, like in between the start of episode 1 and like 10 minutes later, basically, right? And also then before episode 1. So it's like a mixture of that. Arguably, it depends a little bit. But I mean, it's either that or it's just before episode 1, right? It also might be before episode 1. It's a little bit, yeah, I mean, obviously it's kind of like undecided here, right? The point is that we are seeing how she has to kill him all the time, right? Basically. So like I keep saying, it also might be -1, right? The general idea is that, yeah, we're seeing her having to assassinate him. And I like the sand scene, I said earlier, right? That was interesting because that never takes place, right, in the game, but of course it's from the first game, it's from the first Nier, where again then the sand people are much more in the storyline. Yeah, in Nier Automata, you go to the desert, and it's quite big and so on, but you can't really return to their civilization. It's kind of like it's been, you know, the sand has like covered their cities, right? So you find some underground stuff, but mostly their city has been completely covered in sand. So, and you will find like artifacts, right, that has like a lot of reference to the sand people, and you find their masks. They have always masks on them. You will find their masks and so on. But there's no one really there. So it's not much storyline in the sand place in Automata. Yes, you can fight immediately there. Yes, you fight Hegel and so on. But it's just boss fights. Again, it's not a storyline there. Arguably Emilio, but not really. It's an extra boss late game, but like not really like a, you know, lore there, right? So in the first game, the sand is like you spend a lot of time. Yeah, it's a huge city, a lot of NPCs. You have side quests, a lot of storyline. It's like half the game, almost, not half, but a large part of the game is in the sand place in the first game. So that is something that's much more focused. In the first game, you have like, I would say you have like 4, I guess, cities, right? You have the main city, you have the port town next to it, you have the city in the mountains where Kane is from, and then the sand place, yeah. But the thing is with Kane's hometown, you don't really go much of Kane's hometown. You have like, you're getting Kane up there, and then you have like, as an adult Nier, you go there with Emilio, and fun stuff happens, yeah, with Emilio and in Kane's hometown, right? It's kind of explosive, yeah. But otherwise, you don't really spend much time there. So the sand is a much more important part of the game. They also have the young town with the 2 brothers. But this is like an NPC, yeah. But no one else there. But whatever, the point is that I really like how they, yeah, like I said, they reuse this, like, the sand dungeon, right, from the first game. Which again, then is much more important in that game than in the second game. However, why is the sand place never shown in the second game? Well, I guess arguably because they did go there, but then of course you get killed by 2B, so it was never like recorded, you know. So I really liked it. Yeah, it felt like they're basically saying that, well, actually 9S was at the sand castle and then entered the sand dungeon, you know, in Nier Automata as well. He just got killed. So we never talked about it, yeah. He got murdered inside the boss place. So he never remembered that, right? So that's why it's no memory of that, how you get in there. So that's like a really nice touch to it, because that would basically explain, right, how you actually can go there, arguably, in the second game, but you die every time, so you can't actually go there. I mean, and hopefully they might do something similar then, where maybe next episode they might show again then Kane's home village, right? Or maybe the port town and so on. Yeah, they might go there, right? Kane's home village would be. That feels like another place they could have shown, maybe. That being said, none of these places really do exist in the game in the same way as the sand place do. The sand place obviously is a much more like clear part of, like, you know, this used to be a city here and so on. That's not really clear, I think, for the other places where they would have been. Obviously the home city is kind of like where the fort is. And I mean, I'm not counting the library, because yeah, obviously the Twins library, the mayor, yeah, that exists in all the games. But the library is actually kind of freaking floating cheating place, so that's a kind of different thing though. And the last, of course, the tower, which the opening spots a lot, right, basically has a lot of those like old school memories kind of thing from the previous game, and that's a little bit like the AI remembers the info or something. It's very complicated, yeah, that's kind of weird, but it's interesting though how they, of course eventually you get into their library, right, in the end of the game, yeah. So I guess in a way you can see that the human city where you start with Brother Nier is like the main place. Something like that. But it's kind of implied. Again, leave a comment below. It's kind of implied, right, that basically the beginning area is kind of like where they used to, where the city is, something like that. Like the mystery of the twins are also there, of course. So it's something like that. That like either the forest area or the first area, which are connected closer over a bridge, right? Those areas, and then this where the towers later, right, in the ground there. Those areas are probably where the first Nier game starts, because that's how they have the data for the library and so on, I guess. And the Vox City underneath also has that. So it is quite interesting. But again, Nier has a lot of mysteries that's never explained, right? Which again, I hope the anime is going to explain later, when we get in more to the red girl, right, to learn more about the virus. And so I hope the anime is going to explore that more. On the promo art, right, we see her legs, you see the red girl standing over the bodies. So I hope they're going to be more, and of course last episode showed her kind of laughing at them. So I like that, right, we get more of that feeling of like she's more of a character now. Just like how the commander is more evil now. Commander clearly is evil in the game as well, obviously. But here she's more like directly shown, right, that she's behind the execution of 9S, right, yeah. That's more like implied that she said that, but it's like straight up kill him basically, right? So I hope we can have more of Red Girl also having more like a clear motivation and what she does, right? And that's why they're spoiling the ending in the opening immediately, because I'm hoping at least that the last episode isn't that fight that we saw in the opening here, right, when they kill each other. I'm hoping that the last episode is actually after that, right? So basically that the second, or maybe even 2 more episodes after that, have them fighting and they die or whatever, and then have them the Red Girl, right? And the anime might spend more time on her, Adam and Eve, and the space thing afterwards, right? Because there's so clearly more storyline after that. So the ending episode is hopefully not them fighting, but what happens afterward, the aftermath, that, right? Yeah, because the game kind of ends there, right? But that we could have like more time in that. So hopefully that happens, but it depends on how fast they go towards the tower fight, right? Yeah, it depends on how fast the tower appears and so on. Given how they're doing it now, I feel you're skipping over B route. I think so. I think we're gonna see this like disjointed 9S memories, and then we're gonna go into C route probably. That's how it feels. It doesn't feel like this is actually a B route. B route as in having to re-see the game, right? I think we're gonna have disjointed memories. Next episode is probably like more how 9S knows some stuff about the opera singer or whatever, and then we go to see it probably. That's probably how they're gonna do it now. Now I saw this episode here, right? But obviously I don't know, but I'm just guessing. It's probably how it is. But anyway, guys, hope that's the video. Long video, I know. This is hardcore Nier stuff. We can talk about everything here, right? I feel I probably will keep doing this per week. I don't know. Hope you guys appreciate it. Yeah, I feel that this is more interesting, really covering it, right? Details instead, right? Instead of just being some random brain dead. You know, no, more interesting. I think it is here. So, anyway, guys, see you guys and have a great day.